I came to the Crown Court in Manchester in 2004 and told the jury I was innocent. They didn't believe me. I came to this appeal court in 2006 and told them I was innocent. They didn't believe me. I applied to the Criminal Cases Review Commission, which is supposed to investigate miscarriages of justice, and told them I was innocent. They didn't investigate, and they didn't believe me. Not once, but twice. Today we told this court I was innocent, and finally they listened. But I have been innocent all along. On the 2nd of August 2003, I was kidnapped by the state. It has taken nearly 20 years to persuade my kidnappers to let me go. 17 years, 4 months and 16 days of that time were spent in prison. At every parole hearing, I sat before a panel who shook their heads at me, considering me to be dangerous. And all that time, the real perpetrator, the real dangerous person, was free. More recently, I was allowed to leave prison, but with my name on the sex offenders register and under tight supervision by police and probation, I was not free. And now I have finally been exonerated. I am left outside this court without an apology, without an explanation, jobless, homeless, expected to simply slip back into the world with no acknowledgement of the gaping black hole that they opened up in my life.
A man who served 17 years in jail for rape he did not commit has said he feels vindicated after he won further grounds to clear his name. Andrew Malkinson, 57, was found guilty of raping a woman in Greater Manchester in 2003 and the next year was jailed for life with a minimum term of 7 years. He remained in jail for another decade because he maintained his innocence. Mr. Malkinson had his conviction squashed last month at the Court of Appeal after fresh DNA evidence emerged linking another potential suspect to the crime. Following the ruling, he said, "I feel vindicated by the courts finding that Greater Manchester Police unlawfully withheld evidence, denying me a fair trial and causing my wrongful conviction a nightmare. The evidence needed to overturn my conviction has been sitting in police files for the past 2 decades, yet the Criminal Cases Review Commission did not bother to look, and it fell to the small charity appeal to bring it to light." He also asked for the CCRC's chair, Helen Pitcher, to apologise and take accountability for the CCRC's failures, which cost me extra years behind bars for a crime I did not commit. At the time of Mr. Malkinson's trial, there was no DNA evidence linking him to the crime, and the prosecution case against him was based only on identification evidence. Mr. Malkinson's convictions, 2 counts of rape and 1 of choking or strangling with intent to commit rape, were overturned by Lord Justice Holroyd. In ruling, the 3 judges said Mr. Malkinson's conviction was also unsafe because of failures to disclose evidence. They include police photographs of the victim's left hand, which supported her evidence that she broke a nail scratching the face of her attacker, and the fact that the 2 witnesses who identified Mr. Malkinson had convictions for dishonesty offences. Edward Henry, KC for Mr. Malkinson, previously described these as deplorable disclosure failures, which mostly lay at the door of Greater Manchester Police. None of this was available to Mr. Malkinson's defence team at his trial, and Mr. Henry said the failure to disclose the photographs deprived Mr. Malkinson of his strongest defence point, his lack of any facial injury. Lord Justice Holroyd said the stark reality is that the appellant has spent very many years in prison, having been convicted on identification evidence which he always disputed and which cannot now be regarded as providing a safe basis for the jury's verdicts. We regret that this court cannot alter that fact. Please like this video, please comment, and I would love it if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.